As you could probably tell from the title, I have dyslexia, but more about me later on in the video. But the reason why you clicked on it is you want to hear about the famous people that have dyslexia, and we have 10 of them. Now, there's no particular importance of the numbers. We just kind of number them, except for the last person. I didn't want to include the last person, but I changed my mind. But anyway, without further ado, famous people with dyslexia. First, we have Jennifer Aniston. Now, she's a pillar in the Hollywood community, and she's been in a lot of stuff. She was in the movie Office Space, which was really funny. She was also in Along Came Polly, which was really, really funny. She was in Horrible Bosses 1 and 2, which both of those movies were extremely funny, and she was extremely sexy in both of those movies. But she's probably best known for her role as Rachel Green in the TV show Friends, which was on for 10 years. And I heard by the end it was making like $1 million an episode, which explains why today she's worth about $300 million. She makes anywhere from like $25 to $30 million a year. Damn, Jen, can I hold something? She is quoted by the Hollywood Reporter, and you can find this on the WebMD website. She says, finding out explained why it was so hard to read back in school and why she chose the role of class clown over teacher's pet. Denied the diagnosis. There we go. Answered a lot of questions. I felt like my childhood trauma, tragedies, and drama were explained. I think she's doing pretty good. Jennifer Aniston. Next, we have Whoopi Goldberg. I remember when I was a kid, I was around like 6 years old, and I was woken up by my mom laughing hysterically. I went downstairs, and there she is in the living room watching stand-up of Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi was one of her favorite comedians, actresses, just overall favorite person. So she'd be excited that I'm actually doing something about Whoopi Goldberg. Rest in peace, Mom. Whoopi Goldberg has been in a lot of stuff. Most notably, she was in the movie The Color Purple, directed by Steven Spielberg. More on him later. She was also in the movie Ghost. She was in Sister Act 1 and 2, and when she made Sister Act 2, at the time, she became the highest paid actress. Now, most notably, she is known for being the co-host of The View, which she's been doing for 14 years now. And she is one of 16 people to win an Academy Award, a Grammy, an Emmy, and a Tony. I mean, that's pretty good company right there. She has a net worth of about $60 million, and she averages around $5 million a year. Again, Whoopi. Can I hold something? Now, this is from understood.com, where they did an article on people with dyslexia. Long before Whoopi Goldberg was diagnosed with dyslexia, and before she knew how common this learning deficiency is, kids in school called her dumb. But her mom told her not to listen to them. Her mom told her that she can be anything she wanted to be. And it looks like she took her mom's advice. Whoopi Goldberg. At number 3, we have Daniel Radcliffe. Harry Potter. Yes, the Harry Potter. The chosen one. The one who wished we not say his name could not kill Voldemort. But Daniel, different story. Now, we talked about Harry Potter, and yes, he was in all 8 films. But he was also in the movie Horns. He was in Victor Frankenstein, which he played Igor. He was also in Now You See Me Too, which a bunch of stars was in that one. He has a net worth of $112 million. No, I'm not going to ask Harry Potter if I can hold something. One, I'm not a wizard. I'm a muggle. Bet you guys are impressed. I knew that, right? All right, moving on. This is also from understood.org. As a star of Harry Potter movies, actor Daniel Radcliffe can be seen zipping around on his broomstick and saving the day during Quidditch matches. In real life, he has dyslexia, which can make it difficult for him to tie his shoes. Handwriting is also continues to be a challenge. He was 9 years old when his mom encouraged him to audition for a play. I was having a hard time in school, he said. His mom thought acting would boost his confidence. She was right. Yes, she was. Daniel Radcliffe. So next we have Steven Spielberg. Let me just get this out there right now. Steven Spielberg has made a ton of movies, and he has made a ton of good movies. I'm going to list the ones that I like. There are more that I like, but I can't make this a long video. I mean, somebody's going to be in the comments, oh, you forgot about this one. Well, I wouldn't include all of them, but I'm going to leave some out. Just know that before you say, you forgot about this one. Anyway, Steven Spielberg has made a ton of stuff, like I already said. Some of my favorite is the movie Jaws. He also made E.T. All of the Indiana Jones movies. Yes, I even like the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I like that movie. So stop it. He also made Goonies, which I love Goonies. Plus, all the actors that were in his ages, so personal favorite of mine. And he made Jurassic Park 1 and 2. The man is worth $3.7 billion. That is not bad for somebody who has reading problems. I bet you guys are asking, aren't you going to say, let me hold something? The man can probably let the whole city of Cleveland, where I'm from, hold something, no problem. Now, this is also from understood.org. Legendary film director Steven Spielberg wasn't diagnosed with dyslexia until he was in his 60s. School administrators thought he was lazy. He was bullied by classmates, and his troubles in school played a part in his career. Not only did he make movies giving him a place to channel his energy, but feeling like an outsider helped him co-write Goonies. The Goonies. There we go. A hit movie about a quirky group of friends who don't quite fit in school. He said finding out as an adult that he has dyslexia was like the last piece to a great mystery that I've kept to myself. Steven Spielberg. No, your minds are not playing tricks on you. This is a new location because we have a lot of kids, and right now our bedroom is the quietest place in the house. Next, we have Octavia Spencer. Now, she is a wonderful actress, and she has been in a lot of stuff. She was in A Time to Kill, which I think that was one of her first movies she ever made. And she played a nurse in that one, and for a lot of the things down the road, she'll be playing a nurse. She was also in the movie The Help, which she won an award for. She was in Hidden Figures, which was a really good movie. She was recently in the movie The Witches. That was a remake. I liked the first one. Second one was good too, though. The remake was good. And she also recently was in the Netflix movie Thunder Force, which was really funny. She is also a producer now, and she is starring and producing in 2 shows. First show is Truth Be Told, and the second one is Self-Made. She has a net worth of $14 million, and she makes about $75,000 per episode. I guess that's what her asking price is. So yeah, Octavia, you're killing it. Now, this is also from understood.com. Octavia Spencer has won an Academy Award and a Golden Globe for her acting. She is also a children's author who knows what a challenge reading can be for some kids. That's because she has dyslexia. I probably could have left that out. She vehemently recalls how scared she was as a child when she had to read out loud in class. I have a similar story that I'll share later on in the video. I was paralyzed with fear because I kept inverting words and dropping words, she said. However, she stresses that dyslexia shouldn't prevent kids from pursuing their dreams. It doesn't really mean that you're not intelligent. It just means that your brain functions differently, she said. No true words were ever spoken. Octavia Spencer. Now, next we have Keira Knightley. Now, she's been acting for a long time, even though she's only like 36, 37 years old, and she has a lot of really good movies underneath her belt. She was in the movie Bending Like Beckham, which I always thought Beckham was like overrated. I mean, look at his scoring. Just like got like over 100 goals, and that's about it. Neymar passed him up in no time. Which, by saying that, I probably lost all my English subscribers, which is probably like 5, because at the time of this recording, I only got like 228 subscribers. Now 223. She was also in the movie Pride and Prejudice, which was a good movie. She was in Domino, which I really loved that movie. She was in Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit, but we all know what we know her from. She was in the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean, which was one of the best movie franchise ever. And she actually did a cameo in the last one, which was Dead Man Tell No Tales. She has a net worth of $80 million. You take the T and you put the pinky up. Now, this is also from understood.com. After Keira Knightley was diagnosed with dyslexia at the age of 6, she used her love of acting to help motivate her to read. Keira struck a deal with her parents. They said if she worked on her reading every day that they would agree to hire an agent. The Pirates of the Caribbean star made good on her half of the bargain, using movie scripts to practice reading. She went on to become one of Hollywood's highest paid actresses. Yeah, I think she's doing pretty good. Keira Knightley. So next we have Anderson Cooper. Now, he comes from a wealthy family, but the man graduated from Yale with a bachelor's in the arts in 1989. They don't let stupid people into Yale. I don't care how much money you have. They have standards. At least that's what I'm told. After he graduated, he went to go work for Channel 1 News, where he went to war-torn regions and did crazy interviews. From there, he went to ABC News as a correspondent. He was there for 5 years until he went to CNN in 2001, and he's been there for the past 20 years. He is the first openly LGBT person to moderate a presidential debate. Yes, Donald, shut your mouth and answer the question. Can't really shut your mouth and answer the question now, can you? I know that was stupid. He has a net worth of $110 to $200 million. Like I said, he came from a wealthy family and he's making a lot of bread. Now, this is also from understood.org. CNN News anchor Anderson Cooper hasn't let dyslexia stand in the way of his success. He also won't allow his reading issues to stand in the way of his love for books and literature. His own book, Dispatches from the Edge, a memoir of war, disasters, and survival, was on the New York Times best-selling list. I think he's doing pretty good. Anderson Cooper. Now next we have Dave Bautista. Now, he has the distinction of not only being a really good actor, but he's also one of the best professional wrestlers of all time. I'm a huge WWE fan. He's made a pretty decent amount of movies now. He was in the movie The Man with the Iron Fist with my boy RZA, Wu-Tang Clan. Love Wu-Tang. You know, I'm a child of the 90s, so. He was also in the movie Spectre, which was a really good James Bond movie. He was in Blade Runner 2049, which was a good movie. He was very recently in the Zack Snyder movie, Army of the Dead, which is on Netflix now. I'm definitely going to watch it. But we all know what we know him from when it comes to acting. He's Drax the Destroyer in the MCU. That's the Marvel Cinematic Universe, if you don't know what those initials are. Like I already said, he was in the WWE off and on from the year 2000 to 2019, which he retired. He has a net worth of $16 million, and now that he's an established actor, he commands about $1 million a movie. Now this is from sportskipta.com. Hope I pronounced that right. It is still sometimes a struggle. If I have to go to a cast reading where you have to sit down at a table and read, I usually apologize in advance and I get a little self-conscious about it. He goes on to say, I was absolutely traumatized from school. I was self-conscious. I felt stupid. I always felt like I couldn't read good. If I had to do a reading out loud in class, I would either take off where I wasn't in class or I sat all the way in the back hiding. Back then, there was no label for it. I'm sure it existed, but I didn't know what it was. I never heard people talk about it or talk about that. See, I'm having trouble too. I just thought I couldn't read good. Bautista, you read just fine. And you're doing pretty good in life. Dave Bautista. Now next, we have Zoe Saldana. She's so sexy. That'll be the only time I say that in this video. She is a wonderful actress, and she has been in a lot, and I mean a lot of stuff. We'll narrow it down a little bit. She was in the movie Drumline, which she was opposite Nick Cannon, which he's my age. She was also in the movie Guess Who? Rest in peace, Bernie Mac. That was a really good movie. She was in all 3 of the new Star Trek movies. She was in Columbiana, which was a really good movie. She was in Avatar, which set all kinds of records before Avengers Endgame came out, which she was also in. So I guess that's no skin off of her nose. Plus, she's also going to be in the next 2 Avatars that they're filming right now. But more importantly, I feel like she is most known for being Gamora in the MCU, which I explained what the MCU was with the last person, Bautista. And she is the 2nd highest grossing film actress of all time. All time. That is crazy. Her films have grossed $11 billion worldwide. There's only one actress that's grossed more. And she's also sexy. And she's also in the MCU. It's Scarlett Johansson. Zoe has a net worth of $35 million. Doing it up. Now, I don't have a direct quote of her talking about her dyslexia. Just know that because she has dyslexia and she also has ADHD, she hasn't let those 2 things stop her from achieving her dreams. Zoe Saldana. Now, this last one is Tim Tebow. I'm a Florida State fan and I am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, so you sports fans know why I didn't want to include him on this list. Taking away that bias that I have of him, and I do have a big bias, he is arguably one of the greatest college football players to ever live. He won 2 national championships. He won the Heisman Trophy. He beat my team 4 straight years. Then he went to the NFL with his weird, awkward throwing motion, which shouldn't even translate to the NFL. And he found a way to beat my team in the playoffs. And I still don't know how that happened. I do know. Ike Taylor, you blew the coverage. Thanks, Ike. You're still my boy. Anyway, Tim Tebow had played 8 years in the NFL. He also is a regular on SEC Network and the college football. They have a college football show, Game Day. There we go. He also played minor league baseball for a while, and now very recently, Urban Meyer brought him back to the Jacksonville Jaguars to play tight end at age 34. That's not going to work out. He has a net worth of $5 million, so I guess I could take away he is the low man on the totem pole on this list. Hooray. Now, this is from understood.org. Former NFL quarterback Tim Tebow has dyslexia. I don't know why I keep saying that. Everybody on this list has dyslexia, and you know that. I apologize. His father and brothers do too. Learning deficiencies can run in families. That's one of my biggest worries too. He was diagnosed in elementary school and found ways to work around his reading difficulties. Tim is one of many NFL players who have been open about their learning and thinking deficiencies. It has to do with finding out how you learn, he said. I'm not somebody that can open or that opens a playbook and just turns and reads. So I made flashcards. I take them and then boom. When I'm traveling, I just flip through it and it really helps me. Writing it down, flipping through it, and quizzing myself. It was a great way for me to do it. I might not like him. No, there's no doubt. I do not like him. But he does have a point. Flashcards help me too. Tim Tebow. And now to my story. I'll try to keep this brief, but I also don't want to leave out any details. My father was dyslexic, even though he wasn't diagnosed. He had the same reading issues that I had, or I have. His way of coping with it was he read the newspaper every day. So he got through it. Rest in peace, Donald Russell. I was in school from first grade to sixth grade. I was always the slow one, or middle of the pack at best, and that's me trying really hard. And in like halfway through my 6th grade year, I got diagnosed with dyslexia. And the Cleveland public school system decided that now that they know I have dyslexia, they put me in learning deficiency classes, or LD, which kids used to say, well, you're in local dummy classes. Kids can be cruel. But for me, since I went almost 6 years of regular school, when I got put into the LD classes, I was a smart one because I had regular schooling. And it was the first time ever I felt smart and I got comfortable. So 7th and 8th grade, junior high, I was in LD classes, even though a few classes I had regular, like I had math and I had science that were regular. Wasn't LD, but mostly everything else was LD classes. And halfway through high school, it was the same thing. Well, about 3rd quarter of my sophomore year, I wanted to go to college, and I spoke with my guidance counselor, and she almost laughed in my face. She practically did laugh in my face. She was like, there's no way you can go to college, not with the classes that you take. Nobody will accept you. So I asked her, what do I have to do? She was like, you have to do the impossible. You have to take yourself out of the learning deficiency classes and take regular classes, and then you got to catch up. And that's what I did. And it was the hardest thing I've ever done. I was in 11th grade and with freshmen and sophomores. I had to learn a language because I had to take 2 years of a foreign language, which I have troubles with English. And writing down and saying English, now you want me to learn a foreign language. So I had to take 2 years of Spanish, which was, como te dice, very difficult. I had to go to summer school my 11th grade year so I can try to get caught up. And in doing all that, I did it with all kinds of pitfalls. In my English class, I had a substitute teacher. Now, most of my teachers knew I was transitioning from LD to regular classes, so they wouldn't call on me to read out loud. But the substitute teacher didn't know this, and she did. And I had probably the most embarrassing moment of my life trying to read an English book, 12th grade English book now, and stumbling over the words and all these people pretty much listening and laughing. You find out who your friends are. Some friends distance themselves because they want to be associated with the dummy. Some friends stuck by you. And my friends that stuck by me, I appreciated them. But I did it. Oh, one other thing is also to get into college, I had to take the SAT. And it took me 3 times to score a 910 because athletes, you can score 900 versus 1,000 and get accepted. 3 times score a 910. Either way it goes, I got through it all and I was able to go to college. And I did a year of college and then I decided to join the military. Now, if you notice throughout the video, I purposely read everybody's comments and the different articles from the people that have dyslexia. I read them out loud and I read them from my phone. And I did it in one take. And if I messed up, I messed up. And I put it out there so that people can see. It was extremely hard for me to learn how to read. I mean, literally, the reason why I'm into comic books is because of my dyslexia. Because the doctor suggested to my mom that I read comic books. That at first I'll just look at the pages. But eventually, I'm going to want to know what's going on. And if I want to know what's going on, I'm going to have to read. And I'm going to have to learn what these words are. And it helped me tremendously. I want to speak to the people that have dyslexia. If you're struggling with dyslexia, if you're a youngster, I know what you're going through. It seems like there's nobody by your side. I want to say 2 things. For one, you have 2 choices when it comes to your dyslexia. You can either not be able to read and write because of your dyslexia, or you can be able to learn how to read and write despite your dyslexia. I've gave you 10 examples of people who rose above their dyslexia. They didn't let it bring them down. And I know it's a lonely, lonely road when you're in school and you're dealing with your dyslexia. And it seems like nobody's on your side. Watch this video and know that I am on your side and I believe in you, because I know exactly what you're going through. And I know that you can get through it because you're tough. People with dyslexia are all tough, and you'll figure it out the best way that fits for you. Thank you for watching my video. In saying that, if you are new here to SEM, please hit the subscribe button and become part of this SEM Nation. Once you become part of this nation, that bell notification, you'll know when the video comes out. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. My name is Dorian. This is SEM. Thank you guys for watching my video, especially if you watched to the end, because this is probably my longest video ever. I really do appreciate it. And you guys have a good day.